Hi, I want to welcome all of you. My name's Conrad Decker. I'm the owner of Decker's Nursery and Florist. Today I'm going to be talking about organic lawn care. And each year at this time, as we get ready for the spring season, I've been doing a presentation that deals with all of the lawn care programs and answering all of the questions that a lot of our customers have. And there's been a mix of organic information on organic lawn care and a lot on conventional lawn care. So this year, or one of the messages that I've tried to present over the past 6-7 years when I do this event is that we should all be working towards an organic lawn care program. There's a lot of reasons, primarily for the environment and protecting our groundwater, where I feel Decker's Nursery has a responsibility to kind of advocate and move our customers in that direction. There's a lot of upside to using an organic approach for the reasons I mentioned previously. We have a responsibility to protect the groundwater that we need here on Long Island, and it's so vulnerable because anything that we're applying to our lawns eventually gets to the aquifer. And although we offer information on both types of lawn care, and we'll continue to help all of our customers with whatever their questions are, I want to see if this year I might be able to incentivize you or try to get you to take a harder look at using organic products. Each year when I do this presentation, one of the first things that I speak about is, lawn does not belong on Long Island. It's the most unnatural plant that grows here. And somewhere along the line, our society has made a healthy lawn a big priority. And, people spend a lot of time and a lot of money taking care of their lawns. And because the plants don't belong here, that's why so much maintenance is required. And more each year, people are looking at the cost associated with lawn care, and some of them are putting in artificial lawns, and believe me, I'm not advocating that, but they're starting to really make some determinations on what's an acceptable lawn, what's healthy for them, what manner and what level do they need to maintain their lawn in order to protect their property value, to have a nice place where the children can play, and just the overall aesthetics of a property. So not everyone has to have a golf course type of lawn. So that's one of the things that you really want to be aware of, that because lawn is not a natural plant here, it's going to require a lot of care and maintenance. So with that said, we have lawns. They are an important part of our landscapes, and in order to keep them healthy, one of the most important things that we have to do on a regular basis and throughout this season is fertilize them. If we all discontinued caring for our lawns, they would revert to crabgrass. They would all revert to, it would be just all crabgrass. And each winter that crabgrass would die, and in the winter there would be very little vegetation there. And each spring it would come back and it would just continue to be the primary vegetation in our landscape. So in an organic program, you need to be able to accept a certain level of imperfections, right? So having crabgrass in your lawn is not the end of the world. And there is a product out there, corn gluten, that does give us some control of crabgrass. So the product that we recommend for controlling crabgrass is the weed preventer. So this is a byproduct of corn, and it has herbicidal properties. The thing you want to keep in mind with this is it's very time sensitive. This does not have any residual benefits. When it's applied, it will suppress any crabgrass that's germinating for 4 to 5, maybe as long as a week. The thing you want to keep in mind is crabgrass will germinate for 4 to 6 weeks in the month of April, and if it's a cool spring, it'll carry over into the month of May. There are some supplemental products that we have available that you can apply as a solution, and it's also corn gluten. You hook it up to your hose, so a week or 2 weeks after you apply the corn gluten, you can use this other form of it to prolong the control of crabgrass. So if you are going to pursue an organic lawn program, I would highly recommend at this point, here we are, we're at April 6th, I think it's very important that you make that first application of corn gluten today or in the next couple of days. And you're going to find that that's going to give you a very good high level of control to get the season started. Okay? While you're putting down the corn gluten, you want to be putting down your first application of fertilizer at the same time. So we advocate the use of the Espoma product. So this is the first step in the organic line of fertilizers. This is the Spring Lawn Booster. We have this available at the store. The two products are compatible. That's always a common question, whether they can be applied at the same time. So, lawn craves nitrogen, and the more nitrogen you apply to your lawn, the more lush it's going to be, the more growth you're going to have, but you have to strike that balance. So what we recommend in a typical organic lawn care program is you should be fertilizing 4 times a year. Okay, that's the basic program. There are some things you can do in the summer, but for the purpose of this presentation today, we really want to get you started with the first application of lawn fertilizer and the corn gluten. This is going to get your season started on the right foot. Okay. At this time of year, we tend to get very good precipitation. So I would recommend that you really don't need to get your irrigation going on a regular basis yet. Let Mother Nature do her job. Let her give you the rainfall that the lawn is used to. After you make an application, it may be a good idea. You may want to turn the irrigation on, try it out, let it run for about 45 minutes to an hour. You want to get a good soaking rain, good soaking to the lawn when you apply these products. That's going to release the nutrients that are in those granules, and the lawn will start to benefit from that right away. About 4 to 5 weeks after you make the first application, you want to be thinking about putting your second application down. So we actually have a couple of different products you can consider for that time of year. You heard me say previously that nitrogen is a very important component for a healthy lawn. So we have 2 products that we recommend for your second and third fertilization treatment. This all-season product is an organic fertilizer. It has a higher nitrogen content than the other Espoma product, which is your all-seasons lawn food. Both of these are suitable as your second fertilizers for the month of May. Okay, so keep in mind, grass is a cool weather plant. It performs the best when temperatures are in the 60s, 50s and 60 degrees. That's when your lawn looks the best. That's when it's the most active. And that's why these first two fertilization treatments are very key and very important for the results of a good organic program. Okay? As you get towards the second application in May, what you're going to find is that's when we have to start mowing the lawn. So a lot of us put that off as long as we can, but usually about the first, second week in May, you have to start mowing your lawn. So this is probably one of the most important messages you can take home from this presentation is the cultural practices that you perform, the way you mow your lawn, the way you irrigate your lawn, the way you care for the lawn in the fall with seeding and aerating. These are the practices that are going to make an organic program very effective. So in May, what you want to do is if you're mowing yourself, you want to raise the mowing height. You should be mowing your lawn at least 3 inches. I mow my lawn at 3.5 inches. Very often I'm asked when I'm going to mow the lawn again because it is so high, but my lawn performs very well at that height. And although it looks like it still needs to be mowed, the lawn is much healthier. And if you think about it, the more grass plants you have, the more photosynthate it's making, then the healthier it's going to be. So if you only do a couple of things this year differently, raising your mowing height during the spring and summer months is going to give you probably the best value for the work that you're investing in your lawn care. So also in the month of May and in June, we start to see an emergence of more of the broadleaf weeds. Dandelion, chickweed, you have the nutsedge will start to emerge. These are weeds that really don't do harm to your lawn, okay? They're an annoyance, and I understand that. There are not any organic treatments that you can use to control broadleaf weeds through the year. So people that are really big or like really into organic lawn care, you'll see them out and they'll work on pulling the weeds out. Or if you see where clover may be spreading, they'll actually, dig the weeds out of the lawn and top dress with soil and put new grass seed down to control that. So what I would recommend is try to tolerate some of the broadleaf weeds. They all have their life cycle. They come, they will go into a flower stage, and you want to be mowing those weeds before the flowers produce seeds, and that's how they spread. So if you're mowing the weeds on a regular basis, they don't have the opportunity to spread, and that's a very good cultural way to control the weeds in your lawn. So during the month of May and June, you're going to find a lot of the time that you spend in the lawn may be addressing the weeds, okay? So there really is no magic wand out there, and you have to decide for yourself how you want to control and what you're willing to accept as part of your what you consider a healthy lawn. Okay, so as we go through April and May, and we're moving into the month of June, now we're moving towards hot, warmer temperatures. So it's very important that you get that third fertilizer application done early in June. You want to invigorate that lawn prior to going into the stress of summer. Okay, so with the organic fertilizers, again, you can use the all seasons fertilizer or stay with the Espoma. The all seasons lawn booster both will give you that shot of nitrogen that's going to keep the lawn healthy going into the summer. Now, as you see the temperatures increasing in the summer, you're going to notice that the color of the lawn starts to go more towards brown. And that very often triggers a panic in homeowners that causes them to accelerate their irrigation. And they tend to put more water down. They think that that change in the color of the lawn, that brown hue that comes about, means that it's not getting enough water. When in reality, what's happening is the lawn is actually going dormant. A lot of the chlorophyll is dissipating and being stored as carbohydrates so that it's there for the grass plants when we get back into September and October when the temperatures drop again. So don't let the color of your lawn be a concern to you during the summer months. There are some low nitrogen fertilizers that you can use. Milorganite is very popular, and you can make a light application of that in the month of July and August. Try and coordinate that with when you're getting some rainfall. That you have to be very careful about applying any products during the heat of summer because it can actually burn your lawn. One of the other pests that you want to be aware of in an organic program is grubs. So we haven't seen bad grub problems for about 4 or 5 years now. I mean, there's some customers that come in and they do have evidence of grub damage, but we haven't seen really drastic large-scale damage from grubs. So my experience in dealing with pests and both trees and lawns, we're due for a season when grubs are going to be at very high levels. So again, in an organic program, there are no magic bullets or no magic products that are going to eradicate grubs in your turf. So one of the products that's been very effective for homeowners that are committed to organic lawn care is the use of milky spore. And this is something you would apply in between your second and third fertilization applications, okay? This is actually a bacteria that's in soils. And what you're doing is you're inoculating your soils with a bacteria that naturally controls grubs. So grubs are the immature stage of beetles. Most of us think of Japanese beetles that emerge around the 4th of July. Well, prior to their emergence in July, they are below ground and they're feeding on the roots of the grass plants. And it's notorious damage when you can just peel the lawn back like a piece of carpet. That's usually an indicator that you have high levels of grub or in the lawn. If you get that in an organic program, you have a hard decision to make, okay? There's nothing that you can apply at that time to stop the damage. So you can let the beetles or the grubs do their damage and then make the repairs later after they complete that life cycle. Usually in July and into August, you would rake out some of the dead tissue, put some topsoil down and grass seed, and by September you would have a brand new lawn. So that's not the end of the world, and it's really like the only other alternative is to put down very toxic pesticides. And I'm here today to ask you not to do that. I really think we need to rethink the way we're maintaining our lawns. And if you do decide to use the milky spore and you make 1 or 2 applications of this earlier in the season, you're going to see that you're managing grubs at a level where the damage isn't so devastating. You may have a couple of bad areas, but it's not going to wipe out large portions of your lawn. So if you've had a history of grub damage in the past, you definitely want to be considering applying milky spore in the month of May and maybe even again in the month of June when those grubs are most active. So at this point, there's a couple of other things I wanted to talk to you about as we move in towards the summer months. You know, you really want to manage your watering very closely. You want to try to water no more than 3 times a week. And when you're watering, you should be watering for a minimum of 45 minutes to an hour. And the reason you're doing that, you're trying to simulate a rainfall. You want to really soak the ground so that the lawn is getting the water that it needs, but it's not getting used to a consistent supply of water that's being provided on a daily basis. You want those roots to work and to chase the soil, or to work their way down through the soil so that they can be more self-sustaining. So that's one of the things. But then in the month of July and August, in the month of August and September, that's when you really need to commit to doing the seeding in your lawn. The more you apply grass seed, and August and September are the best months to apply grass seed because it germinates very quickly. Like, you can put grass seed down and 5 to 7 days later, you can have all new grass coming up. So that's a very important component of a comprehensive organic lawn program. So just remember, Decker's Nursery is here year-round. As you get to the different parts of the year where you're not sure what you should be doing, and if you've made a commitment to stay with an organic approach to lawn care, I just want you to know we're here to help you with that. We encourage you to come into the store, give us a call, reach out to us through our website, and we're going to try to give you the direction you need. So I hope that this presentation gives you a good foundation. I hope it inspires you to take a look at how you're going to maintain your lawn this year, and you know, give an organic program some consideration. You know, if you stay committed to it, you will see a difference. You will see an improvement in your lawn. You just have to be a little patient. And you know, and again, please don't hesitate to give us a call to let us help you with any problems that come up. So thank you for joining me. We're going to be continuing to have presentations throughout the spring, and you know, it's unfortunate that we're not able to have everybody gather at the nursery, but we are remaining open 7 days a week, and we're here to help as much as we can. Okay? Thank you again, and have a good Easter holiday. Bye now.